Welcome to a Song of Ice and Fire Symposium. My name is Nav, and my pronouns are they, them.
And my name's Harmit, and my pronouns are Hershey, like the chocolate.
And this is A Storm of Swords, Prologue and Chapter 1. Chapter 1 being Jaime. In these chapters, or at least in one of these chapters, Lord Commander Mormont is holding together the Night's Watch with duct tape and hope. Welcome to the podcast, everyone. Yay, book 3! I'm so excited. This morning I woke up and I was like, oh my god, we're recording on book 3. And I couldn't stop smiling. I was brushing my teeth and I was smiling and I was like, toothpaste drooling down my face because you can't brush your teeth while smiling. It's not a thing you can do.
Oh my gosh. You're like, we're sorry, book 2. It's just like everywhere in your mouth.
Alright. Harmit, what did you think of these chapters, prologue plus chapter?
They were good. I enjoyed them. It was a nice little, it was nice to get, new characters without, I don't know, a lot happened in Jaime's chapter. A lot, but it felt like nothing really happened. So I liked that feeling of nothing's happening, even though things were happening. I think I like that balance, where it feels like nothing's happening, so, because there's no stakes, but there's still things happening.
Yeah.
It was a nice little vibe.
Okay.
Chet, what's it? Chet? That's his name? Chet's interesting.
That's
I guess we need another Theon now that we've gotten rid of the first one, but sure, I guess.
But hey, he didn't die. This is a prologue where the POV character didn't die. At least not yet.
Exactly. Are we sure he didn't die?
Speaking of which, who died in these chapters?
Probably everyone at the Fist. And then
a few of the River Run people, a couple of those that drowned while chasing.
Did they see? That's what I'm confused about is because then they were oh, they'll have a fun walk back to the shore.
If there's 20 of them, I'm sure, I think a couple of them died.
Damn.
Because Jaime's those people are flailing, they don't know how to swim. And I'm like, first off, they are in the Riverlands. They don't know how to swim. They've never
learned how to swim. Yeah, a little sad.
So maybe they survived, maybe they didn't. Who knows?
Yeah. Really, no guaranteed deaths in this chapter, I don't think.
Yeah, okay. So, summary?
Sure. Guys, I read these an hour ago and I've already forgotten everything that happened. This will be so fun.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, Chet equals Theon 2.0. He's like, we have this escape, the people are coming down. Because that dude came back and he was like, yo, they're on their way, Milkwater, let's go. And he's like, okay, Mormont's trying to stay, the other dude's trying to convince him to stay. I don't want to stay, I don't want to die. I'm gonna go back to the castle, this is our plan, we're gonna kill this person, this person, this person. I hate Samuel Tarly, he took my job, I hate snow, I hate physical snow, I hate Jon Snow. And then others show up and his plan gets wrecked and it's snowing and, arrows, Sam's learning arrows.
Okay.
The others show up essentially. Jaime. We meet Jaime. He thinks about Cersei every 2 seconds. They're down the river, rowing down the river, and or sailing. I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah. Brienne's there. Brienne's taking him to delivering him to King's Landing. So then Tyrion, who they clearly think is still in power, can then give Arya and Sansa back in, and then Brienne can take them home. That's the plan. Jaime was able to get out because... What?
Yeah. You really? Were just getting... Yes, that was a solid minute.
Oops. That did not feel like 30 seconds. That's why I was dawdling. I was like, it's only been 10 seconds. I didn't think I needed to rush. Well,
I think your sense of time is very different first thing in the morning. You're like, I got all day to do this. Whereas, like, when we record at night, you're like, oh my god, it's 10 p.m. and we've just started.
I also have a midterm in, like, 40 hours, so I'm a little...
what? Okay, no, we're gonna talk about that later. So, what are we talking about? Oh, yes, these chapters.
Yes.
Why didn't I introduce the chapters as row, row, row your boat?
No! True.
Oh, well.
Gosh. No. You should have been like, snow, snow, row your boat. Then it would, like, cover both chapters.
Snow, snow, row your boat. I
don't know, just to cover both.
Okay.
Because it's
all right. Now we're getting caught on things that don't matter. Okay, so.
Whatever.
Let's get started.
Yeah. Also, I think we should take a
Oh, wait. Okay, tell me. Sorry, say your thing, and then I have a thing.
Okay, I completely mumbled over those words. I think we should take a page out of our wrap-up episode and not dwell on details.
Wow.
Too much.
Wouldn't that be something? Okay. Well, I knew the first the prologue didn't have a lot of, like, important details in it, so I didn't even, like, read it. I just listened to the audiobook version of it.
Whoa.
In attempts to not dwell on details.
Wow. Okay.
But I'm not going to be able to do that for a lot.
No, of course.
Okay. Quick question. Did you read the note from the author at the beginning of the book?
Yes, I did.
What did you think?
Interesting.
Why don't you summarize what it says?
Okay, he's pretty much saying, like, book 3 does not start, like, at the end of book 2. Like, it's not a continuation in terms of time. Like, these characters are always super far away from each other, so we need to just
some things could be overlapping with the end of book 3.
Yeah, end of book 2.
Oh, yeah, sorry. You're right.
No, you're good. Yeah, so we just gotta be mindful of, like, just look at context clues and be like, this is probably happening at this time, instead of being like, oh, this must be happening after. Mm-hmm. But I feel like we already kind of knew that. Like, why did he need to put the note here instead of anywhere earlier?
Maybe people get confused. I don't know.
Okay, that's fair. Because I just feel like he could have told us that earlier, like, a long while ago, before we'd read, like, 1,000 pages of his novels.
Yeah. Oh, well. Closer to 2,000, really.
Really? Okay.
Well, because they're both like 800 pages, or so like
right.
1,600. I don't know.
Right.
So I have the illustrated version, and there's a foreword by Neil Gaiman that I read, and I won't, like, tell you most of it, and you shouldn't read it because it's got, like, hints to spoilers, right? Mm-hmm. But he talks about how oh, hang on. Let me get to that. Oh, yeah. He talks about how, like, when A Game of Thrones first came out, he didn't read it because he wanted all of the books out before he started reading the series. And I was like, oh, no, Neil.
Who's Neil?
Neil Gaiman, the really renowned sci-fi fantasy author.
I have no idea who that is.
Okay, we're going to talk about that later, too.
Okay.
Anyway, so he also talks about...
he still hasn't started reading it.
No, he eventually started. Okay, he eventually read them. Like, you know, that
he realized, okay, this isn't happening. Yeah. Right, okay.
He didn't last very long in his, like, quest for, you know, right. all the books. Okay. And then he talks about how he was interviewing Stephen King one time. Mm-hmm. And Stephen King asked him that since, you know, hey, Neil, since you know George R.R. Martin personally, do you say he's in good health? Because I don't want him to die before he finishes these books. And this was in 2012, God. Though. And Neil was like, yeah, he's good. He's going to finish the books. But now it's like 10 years later.
Oh, no. Hasn't. Oh, my God. That is so concerning.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he ends it kind of with, like all of you, and like Stephen King, I hope and trust that George remains in the best of health and tempers and takes this remarkable story to the end he desires in the way of his choosing. Which is also a diss on the show, which kind of went off the rails toward the end. Oh,
right, because the show had to end their story before the actual story was complete, so they just did their own shit. Okay.
Yes.
Is George R.R. Martin, like, associated with the show? Like, he doesn't work on the show?
Like, he was heavily, like, involved for the first few seasons, but then, like, later on, he kind of, like...
Right, because then it would be like, oh, is this George R. R. Martin's ending?
Like, he also did, he was like, yes, this is my ending, but then, like, recently he came up with a blog, which was like, actually, my ending might differ from the show ending, which I told them was the ending.
He lied to them.
Well, he says he has, like, this, gardener approach to writing, in that, like, he doesn't plan out his stories, he just lets them grow.
Okay, that's why they're taking so long?
Yeah.
He needs to put some fertilizer.
His stories sometimes grow out of control and then he doesn't know where to take them. Like, kind of thing.
Okay.
You know?
Nice.
But so like, if he could have a vision for what ended, I do buy that, but then, like, the way his writing is going now, it may not be where it's actually ends up going. Which I'm actually... That's good, that the fact that, you know, the author is just going with the flow a little bit and letting the story be what it is going to be. But man, 10 years. Okay, we're not going to talk about this now. Even though I brought it up and I talked about it. We're not going to talk about it.
Well, we're going to be like 40 by the time the next book comes out. And then there's still, what, like 2 more to go?
If we're 40, he is definitely dead. He's not going to live to be 100.
Is he 80?
Oh, no, he's in his 70s. That I know for sure.
He's in his 70s?
Yeah, he's
no
old.
way he finishes this series. I
Okay.
thought he was like 40. I was like, why are we planning his death?
He's 74.
Okay, yes. Hate to break it to y'all, but y'all are too hopeful at this point.
Don't talk about it. I don't like it.
Come on. Okay, yeah. We need to find other hobbies because this isn't happening.
It's okay. We're gonna just talk about what's in front of us.
He needs to just do like a, if I die, I want these manuscripts published in this way. Like, but they need to be published. Like, those rights need to be, you know?
Yeah.
In some way.
Okay. I don't know. Let's... Okay, stop. The prologue.
Yes.
We're with Chet, who is a despicable species of a man. I don't like him. Although he is not wrong about everything. I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
So, he is out in the woods with his hounds, because he's, like, in charge of the dogs, and trying to find a trail of an animal to hunt. And the dogs are just not having it. It's real cold, it's real windy, and just all miserable. And he's there with Lark, the sister man, and Small Paul, I think. Those are the only two, right?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
And they're just talking about, like, oh, this day sucks, and I hate the old bear, and I can't wait to kill him. Which we find out is their plan, that they are going to kill Mormont, and also kill, like, a bunch of other people and escape. Because they're unhappy. Yeah, basically that's the plan. I don't know. Like, there's details, but they're not important. So, they give up on the hunting because, like, the dogs are not having it, and they return back to the Fist, and they find Sam practicing archery with, is it Gren and Ed? Those two, right?
Yeah.
And Sam's not doing too well until he, like, eventually hits the target for once, and everybody's really proud of him, except Chet's like, ha ha ha, look at him being all proud of himself, like he did something. And I'm like, what do? You didn't do anything. Go away. He's very bitter because Sam took his spot, and he's also bitter about Jon Snow because he's the one who made it happen, and all of that.
Yeah. So, I know this happened, like, a while ago, but, like, so Mormont was just like, I don't want you anymore? Mormont was just like a reassignment? I don't remember.
Wait, Mormont was like, I don't want you anymore.
For
no,
Chet? Like, it was just a reassignment? Or, like, what happened? Not Mormont, Aemon.
Yeah, Maester Aemon, like, he doesn't need 20 assistants, right? Like,
yeah.
He needs, I think he has 2. Like, he has one dude that, like, looks after all his, like, personal needs, and then he has, like, Sam, who looks after Maester things, you know? And they're pretty short-staffed, as we know, at the Watch, so they're not gonna just, like, have people in positions that they're not needed. So they're like, okay, here, you're reassigned to the dogs. Like, it makes sense to me.
Nice.
We get a little bit of the stats. You know, there's like 300 total people of the Night's Watch who are here or around here. 200 from Castle Black and another 100 from the Shadow Tower. And we hear that the wildlings are coming down the Milkwater, and there's like 20,000-30,000 of them. And it's just a whole ass. I think, like, at one point John called it, like, it's not an army, it's a people, because they're bringing, like, you know, all their kids and all their wives and all their cattle and just everything they own. They're coming down south with. But what that means is that they're moving really slowly, like 4 or 5 miles an hour, or a day, not an hour. That would be pretty fast, actually. But they're making progress, and they will be upon them in a few days, and it's no good.
Terrifying.
Yeah, some people want to, like, retreat back to the wall, because, like, that's, like, a strong defensive position, and they're like, we can, you know, do that. Let's get out of here. There's some, like, Thor and Smallwood, who are like, we should stay and attack, because
that'll be successful.
They're not very organized. If we attack them now, we'll scare them away, and they won't come attack the wall anymore. And I'm like,
the thousands of them will not all be magically scared off by your little puny.
I ain't staying for that. So this is the part where I think he's right. I personally think they should retreat to the wall, because that's a huge ass wall. They can do the most good there, you know? They're gonna have, like, high ground, and, like, currently they have higher ground, but they're not. They're really totally outnumbered.
Yeah.
So, like, it hasn't been decided at this point what they're gonna do, but the talks are in the works. Wow. And so they're just, you know, reflecting on the dire situation, all of that. And Small Paul.
He's just, like, not a fun person. Like, he's like, oh, I didn't feed the dogs, so they'd be really, like, really
hungry,
mean.
so that when I let them loose, they'll, like, kill a few people when we try to escape. And also, like, it's so unfair that I'm here. All I did was stab a girl because she wouldn't have sex with me. Like, what a big deal. She had sex with everybody else. Like,
yeah. Also, I want to be Craster, and I just want to, like, fuck my own children.
He's like, I'm gonna take over Craster's Keep and be the Lord of Craster's Keep. or
wait, should I be the king?
Oh yeah, or maybe I'll be the king of the wildlings. Like,
Nance became a king. Oh yeah, because, like, Craster totally isn't paranoid about every single thing. He's like, oh yeah, I'll just go kill him. Yeah, he totally like, remember when he wouldn't even let people come into his house before they, like, I don't know, I just remember he was really paranoid about everything. Like, he just constantly thought people were gonna kill him, so I guess for good reason. He's like, people are gonna kill me.
And he's got 14 people who are escaping with him, and he's like, oh, this is, like, the number we need without it being too many, right? And all of these people are not great. Like, there's oh my gosh, there's this guy called Softfoot who's so quiet and sneaking up that, like, none of the women he raped saw him coming, like, heard him coming. Like, anyway. And then, like, there's others, but the only one that I kind of like is Small Paul, who's clearly, like, intellectually disabled, but he's got this fascination with Mormont's raven, and he's like, when we kill him, I want his bird, okay? And nobody better be eating my bird. So I love that for him. And Chet's personal plan, like, he's taken it upon himself to kill Sam just because he wants to, you know, get his revenge. And he's gonna whisper, "Give my love to Lord Snow," right in his ear, right before he dies.
Wow.
Yeah, like
How
so clever.
scary. Yeah.
Yeah, so they've got this whole thing planned, and to do. Let me. Like I said, I didn't read it on the book, so I didn't highlight anything, so I just need to get to the parts.
And then they're like, assemble at the central fire!
Oh yeah, when they get to camp, and everybody's asked to assemble, and this is when Mormont makes the announcement that they are indeed gonna stay and fight and harry the forces of the free folk for as long as they can. And nobody really seems happy about it.
Yeah. Why do you think Mormont, like, went in this direction? Because I feel like Mormont's, like...
Smarter than this?
Yeah. Like, do you think it was just, like, Thorin was just very convincing? And, like, since he was the one who went out and saw them, like, he, like, believes him, and he's like, you know,
look at
he
you
did see their
asking me
forces.
questions.
Blah, blah, blah.
What do you think?
I don't know. That's what I think. I think it was probably like, you know, some people are just more convincing than others. Even when they're wrong, they're just very like not even
so
charming,
passionate
but just
about
very
it.
Persuasive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's like, no, don't worry. I saw them. Don't worry. Like Mormont, I got you. And especially like maybe if that's one of the people he's known longer, you know, that sort of thing. But I don't know. This feels like a more than just one person making a decision type decision.
Yeah, like he like summarizes it as like they are numerous, but they are vulnerable, and they don't know that we're here, or so we must pray. And I'm like, don't they know you're here though? Like, especially you've got scouts, why won't they?
Yeah.
And yeah, especially since like
now John has gone over to the dark side.
Well, they don't know that, but like all the people they've sent haven't come back, so
yeah,
like, you know, they're gonna figure it out. So yeah, maybe it is Smallwood's overconfidence. Yeah, so that's the plan, and people are not happy, but they're like, oh, this is our job, so you must do it. And of course, Mormont's bird emphasizes the word die whenever they're like talking about any of this. Which
maybe the bird needs to lead us.
He needs to be the leader.
Yeah.
I wonder if the bird is a warged animal, because we know that's a thing now.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Who would be the warg inside the bird?
I don't know.
Because, like, remember that time when John was fighting that white, and
yeah, and they said something that wasn't previously said. Yeah.
Yeah. Told him to burn it or something.
Oh my god. Imagine if it was like, I don't know, like Lyanna or something.
Lyanna? Like Lyanna Stark? Ned's sister, Lyanna?
Yeah.
Okay, but ain't she dead though?
But like, I don't know. Because I remember we had that conversation where I was like, I feel like maybe like the warg part can still like exist.
So maybe she died, but her soul lives on in this bird.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and she was looking after, you know, how we believe that John's her son.
And John. So it's like a cute little, like, aw.
Yeah, and Mormont's her dad, so mommy and daddy looking after Jon Snow.
Wait, Mormont's her dad?
No, Mormont's like his father figure.
For John. Yes.
For John's father figure, right?
Oh, okay, right. Okay, so she's not actually with the Targaryen. She was actually with Mormont, and that's why Mormont gave John
not
his
even
sword.
That, but like now
I know you're saying just in general. I'm just making a joke. I don't actually think that.
But yeah. Okay, I like that theory, because like we don't know if she was a warg. She could have been.
Yeah, and I feel like it would be another like, I never told Robert the truth. It could be another thing that Ned would be dramatic about, you know, just like, oh that my god, she's a bird. She's a warg. You know, I feel like Ned would definitely be like, you've brought dishonor to this family by being a warg.
I don't know. Like, the Starks were known to be wargs in the past.
I know, but it's probably like, I don't know.
It's okay. Yeah, so he goes the hour of the third watch, like, you know, the time for their plan has come. And he sneaks over to... Oh no, hang on. I think at this point he's like, oh, our plan is definitely not going to work because, you know, they're not going to let us go if they're following this plan. He was kind of counting on them booking it back to the wall after, but anyway, so he thinks his plan is falling apart, but he's still gonna kill Sam. That's the least he can do for himself.
Yep.
Self-empowerment. And he sidles up to Sam's little, like, tent, and the ravens are there, and they're working snow. Oh, that's the other part. It's snowing now.
That's why his plan won't work, because he's like,
they'll leave
everything.
Trails. Thank you for reminding me. And just as he's about to pull a knife on Sam, the horn bellows. And he's like, oh my god. The scouts are returning or whatever. And I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
And Sam sits up and is like, oh, what's going on? It's snowing. And they're like, he's just kind of like getting his bearings about him when the horn sounds again. And they're like, oh shit, the wildlings are here. I can't. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
How did they like get here so fast? Oh my god, we're gonna die. And they're just like doing a bit of that when it sounds for a third time. And they never blow 3, not for hundreds and thousands of years. 3 means others. And Chet can't decide whether he should laugh or cry. And
so he pees his pants.
Yeah, he wets his pants, and that's the end of the prologue. Very, what's the word?
Heck? Dreadful? Terrifying? Harrowing?
Ominous. Yeah. For the rest of the book, you know?
Oh, definitely. This is what we're starting off with. Everybody's at war. Everybody's falling apart. Meanwhile, we have others coming in. And it's not even winter yet. It's still fall.
Yeah.
And they're already
You'd said that the chapter would be in... Where did you say it was going to be? Like the prologue, you thought it would be set in, like, the south, maybe Dorne or something?
Yeah,
but it's the exact opposite.
I was like, we're not gonna have another Beyond the Wall prologue, right? Guess we are.
Yeah.
I really wish we hadn't, because this is bad news.
But now we know what was going on here while John was, you know, up further north or in the Frostfangs with the Half-Hands, so...
Right.
Yeah.
Yay!
Okay, predictions. Will anybody survive? How many others? Like, is it an other?
No, I didn't have any predictions for this chapter. I just had a billion questions. I was like, okay,
what are
how? Why? How many others? Is there any, like, is anybody gonna survive? Why are they here? So now is this a 3-way conflict? You know, or is there going to be a teaming up? Or is it a 3-way conflict? Like, are the wildlings and the castle people going to have to put aside their differences to deal with the others now that this is a concern? But they would never do that. So is this just a 3-way battle? The others aren't going to take someone's, like, obviously not. But then it's like, I don't know. But then at the same time, it's like, okay, so the others are like, this is our wood. You're, like, on our territory or whatever. So they're, like, their aim is just to kill everyone, like revenge?
We don't really know what their aim is. Yeah. We just know that they...
This icy. Is what they... They icy. They icy and they spicy. This would be a great commercial for, like, Dentine ice gum. names that are like super like yeah. Dentai Nice, sponsor us. The CEO is listening right now.
Yes,
but yeah,
most definitely.
And also, okay, so killing another, because I'm trying to think, like, if there's any chance of survival, like, I don't think they would be able to just, like, run away. Do you know what I mean? I feel like the others can, you know, like, that's not gonna work. So the only way they could get away is if they, like, kill a couple or, like, something, you know? But, okay, let's say there's, like, 2 others, okay? And how do they kill? Because if it's like more than 2, we're all dead. Like, that's the prediction. But let's say there's 2, okay? So they need like a fire. They need like, you know, they need like.
Well, we don't know. Nobody's ever killed another that we know of. They killed a white, which is a reanimated corpse, but not an other.
Oh fuck! Never mind. Nobody is surviving. Oh my god, okay. Sorry, I always get confused about all the varieties. Okay, let's do a quick synopsis.
Yes.
Others are like the all-powerful, like magical
others,
ones.
aka White Walkers, are like a mythical creature, like a magic creature. They're the white ones with the crystal swords, and we don't know how they die, if they die.
Okay, never mind.
And the whites are the corpses that they reanimate. So the whites are the zombies.
Oh, okay. So the white would be like what Sam could become right now.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the wildlings are just people who live beyond the wall.
Beyond the wall,
like are free. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, never mind. Others were screwed. I was confusing it for whites. Yeah, we're definitely all dead. Like, we're gone. There's, like, no... like, how do you... You know, you can't really... I feel like you can't run away from another in a forest where the others literally have magical powers. Do you know what I mean? This isn't a game of, like, chase. Like, you're not... they're not gonna chase you. They're just gonna kill you.
Right. But maybe if they are outnumbered, they could, like, you know... While they're killing a few, the rest can get away. I don't know.
I don't know, though. It just doesn't... I don't know. I guess it could be written in that way, but I just feel like that would kind of be like the reader just has to suspend their disbelief. If any of these people escape, it's kind of like, okay. You know? Like, George R. R. Martin would really have to prove to me why they were able to escape this situation. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just wouldn't believe it. Yeah, I can see that. It's not, like if it ends up being like, oh, I just ran away while the other's back was turned. I'm sorry, this is a magical creature. You think it needs to see through its eyes? Like, I don't know. I just don't buy it.
Okay. Do you think anybody is going to find out what happened?
Ooh.
Here.
I don't think so.
So they're just gonna die out in the woods and, like, nobody's ever gonna know what happened and it'll just be a big mystery?
Probably. I mean, they can probably guess based off of what they see. And especially, like, if they see, like, any of these people, like, as whites later on, they're gonna be like, okay, clearly the others got to you, but it might just be one of those, we won't see them again for a while.
Okay, so our boy Sam's dead.
Yeah. That's so sad.
And Mormont's dead.
Oh, yeah.
And Daddy
Mormont. Dead. Oh, yeah. Full on dead.
Is Mormont's Raven dead?
Ooh, no. The Raven will fly away back to the wall and be like, other.
Others!
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Alright, I think that's, like, really all you can predict, so...
Yeah.
Well, it was nice knowing y'all.
Mass death be like... This is probably, like, the chapter where, if my predictions are accurate, the most people that we, like, know have died.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which would be a little sad, but it is what it is.
Keep a neutral face. Don't give anything away.
Oh my gosh.
So, Jamie.
I'm not Jamie. You're like, so, Jamie, what's your name?
I'm trying really hard right now. Okay, so Jamie.
Jamie is... An east wind blew through his tangled hair, as soft and fragrant as Cersei's fingers. Kill me. Nope. What is this?
Yeah, his every other thought is either Cersei, or occasionally it'll be like, Tyrion would be so much smarter at this than me.
Yeah, and I'm like,
He never once thinks about his dad, though.
Yeah, which is interesting.
Okay. You do the talking.
Okay, so we start
I need some time to recover myself from almost spoiling.
Did you actually almost spoil? Like, you were just like,
It's just really hard to keep quiet.
Okay.
Go.
Interesting. We could go back to that topic if you wanted. Okay, so we start off the chapter, and there is Jaime's there's Brienne, and there's Cleo's Frey, who we've kind of gotten to know at this point. And Cleos and Brienne are, rowing or whatever with their little oars. Brienne is obviously a lot more capable than Cleos, because Cleos is a Frey. That's my... And, Cleos is probably just hasn't done, like, a hard day's work in his life. And Brienne is an icon, so... And then Jaime is, like, all shackled up or whatever, and Jaime keeps trying to, like, get out of shackles. He's like, I could help you. It'll be tough to row all the way back to King's Landing. But Brienne's like, no, you are under my protection. Shut up.
Why did they both have the same voice?
I don't know.
And he keeps calling her wench, and it's just,
yeah.
And she keeps calling him Kingslayer, which he's not happy about.
Yeah,
so,
it's not it. But yeah, so we find out that Catelyn had snuck Jaime out, kind of telling people, like, we're sending Cleos back with new terms for the queen. We're doing this.
Open the gates.
Open the gates. I command it.
Yeah. And nobody questioned it because she said it with such authority. And Jaime slept through basically most of it. And he's like, when Tyrion hears about how I slept through my own escape, he's gonna laugh himself sick.
Yeah. Which is funny, because when Tyrion had to escape, like, he couldn't sleep through anything.
Oh, yeah.
Which was so funny. Like, just the comparison.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Catelyn, what is Catelyn doing? So pretty much, she released Jaime on the honor code. And his nickname is Kingslayer. She released him on honor code, but he kind of addresses this. He's like, clearly she's, like, relying on, like, Tyrion's kind of, like, honor that she's kind of seen or whatever. Yeah. She's, like, got to know him.
But he swears to never take up arms against Stark or Tully, to compel Tyrion to honor his pledge to return Sansa and Arya, to swear... swear it by his sister's life, his father's life, and his son's life. And swear it by the gods. And if you do it, then I'll send you back to your sister. And if you don't, I will kill you. And he's like, I wonder how, binding this oath really is, since I was so drunk and...
Oh my gosh.
I was pressured to against, the threat of death, so does it really hold? He's thinking about that.
He's like, really? Who am I kidding? I don't care either way.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, whatever. She's putting her hope in Tyrion, not me. Yeah. And he says out loud, like, perhaps she's not so stupid after all. And, like, that's the part he chooses to say out loud. Which, honestly, as somebody who talks to myself all the time, I get it. I sometimes, like, the other day, I was working on something, and I said, I figured out a new clue, or, like, I figured out a new trick, or something. I said it out loud. Yeah. And my colleague sitting next to me was like, you'll have to show me. And I stared at them for straight 5 seconds, because I was like, did you just read my mind? Until it took me a second to realize that I'd said it out loud.
It was adorable. You were like, oh my god, this is futuristic.
Yeah, like, how did you respond to my mental thought? And I was like, no, actually, I said that out loud.
That's me too. I do it like, for me, it's like, when I'm just talking to myself, I usually only do that in private, but when I'm around other people, it'll be, like, nervous talking to myself that happens. So, like, sometimes, like, especially, like, class change and stuff, like at uni, I'll just, like, if I like bump into someone, I'll be like, oh my god, why did I fucking have to do that? And I'll say it out loud because it's loud enough that no one will hear me. But sometimes when I'm walking beside my friends, like, they'll just be like, sorry, what did you say? I didn't catch that. And I'm like, you weren't supposed to catch that. I was just talking to myself. So now, like, if I say something quietly, they don't even acknowledge it because they know that I'll be like, why did you have to do that? Like,
hey,
what are you doing?
If you want to be heard, you make yourself heard, so.
Exactly. They don't have to worry about me being too quiet. That's not a thing. But no, that's adorable.
But yeah, Brienne takes offense to it because she thinks he's talking about her.
Of course. But yeah, can we, like, unpack this? Because, first of all, Tyrion's not in power anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, Arya isn't there.
Uh-huh.
And third of all, like, Joffrey, you know, like, Littlefinger, like, they're not just gonna be like, oh, bye, Sansa. Like, this is, so we got rid of literally the only leverage we had against the Lannisters.
Yeah.
This is literally worse than if they just killed him.
Well, yeah, Catelyn was pretty desperate because she thinks her, like, Bran and Rickon are dead, so she's like, I'll do anything to get my daughters back.
I get that.
But it's not a good decision.
This is a terrible decision. And also, like, yeah, because I feel like, you know, we talked about it, oh, it's terrible that she, like, killed him, but, like, now I want Jaime dead. Because if she'd killed him, yeah, like, this alliance or whatever, like, breaking or whatever, but I just feel like momentarily, I guess in the long run it would have been worse, because then, you know, they're not going to be happy that she killed Jaime, like, they're still going to get their revenge or whatever, Lannister always pays their dues, but I feel like, at least for the moment, or, yeah, but at least for the moment, there would still be that, like, what's it called? There would still be the illusion of, like, leverage, there's something there, but, like, now we literally have nothing, and the Lannisters can just do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah. All on the vow of the Kingslayer.
Honor! Hey! Yeah, I'm so concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Can the Starks just, like, have a break?
Yeah, Catelyn, I've, like, because she can be so smart sometimes, but also make the worst decisions. Yeah. I think maybe she's, like, really good at, like, decisions when she has, like, time to make them, but she's not very good at impulse decisions.
Right. Like capturing Tyrion.
Yeah, exactly. Capturing Tyrion, releasing Jaime, like all of this.
Yeah.
But like but when she's generally she's pretty politically minded. Like, she advises Robb to not let Theon go back to his dad, and she knows how to deal with, like, all the lords and, you know, all of that. Mm-hmm. So she's smart.
I think she's almost, I think it's also, like, those were, I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into it. Like, I don't know what you think, but I feel like it's also, like, maybe she's better at advising than being the one making the decision, because then it's someone else's decision, and sometimes it's easier to look at someone else's decision and find the flaws than to look at what you want to do. So maybe she's just better at evaluating it when it's someone else's, like, doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, this is a terrible decision.
And I don't know, like, so I have a thought, like, both of those times that we've kind of pointed out as, like, bad decisions were kind of related to her kids. Like, the first time it was, she thought Tyrion sent somebody to kill Bran, and now it's like, oh, my kids are dead and this guy can save my daughters, kind of thing. So maybe it's, I don't know, it's, like, supposed to be the motherly thing, like, you know.
Right. It's like that. It's like when it comes to your kids, but, like, I feel like you could...
Yeah, you're a really smart person, but you lose all your wits when it comes to your kids. Yeah. I don't know how to feel about that.
That feels a little misogynistic to make this female character, like, oh, she only makes bad decisions when it comes to her kids. I don't know.
Let's see. Yeah, maybe, like,
let's just think about this in the
let's
future,
rehash,
too.
Like, all the bad decisions she's made.
Yeah.
Dissect
I really hope that's not it. I hope it's more just, like, she just sucks at seeing her own shortcomings, which is, like, fine.
Yeah. And, like, that's very human.
Yeah, exactly. Because we never, like, because we never see that, like, yeah, I don't know. Because even with Ned, it's like, his bad decisions were always like, oh, he's too honorable. You know, like
Yeah.
he would almost be at the point of getting his kids in trouble because of his honor, you know, instead of the opposite, which is Catelyn.
Yeah. Okay. We'll get back to that. So let's talk about what happens.
Mm-hmm.
They're rowing down the river, and I think she calls him monster, and he's like, "Oh, you dare call me monster?" But on the other side, he's like, "Oh, she's the like only one who calls it to my face. Everybody else is too cowardly, and they say it behind my back."
He has this like fascination with Brienne.
Yeah,
the entire time.
And like Cleos, he's trying to decide whether Cleos is a muttonhead or a lickspittle, because he's so like, oh yeah, I know all the stuff they're saying about you, cousin, is all lies. It's not true.
And Jaime's like, it's kind of true.
Really that stupid, or are you just trying to,
trying to suck up?
Exactly. And he decides in the end that he's a lickspittle. And
oh my gosh.
He's thinking about when he threw Bran out the window and how he ended up, regretting that. And Cersei was not happy about it either. So there's that. Yeah. I think last book where we'd talked about like Cersei's involvement in that instant, like how guilty she was for it, and I'd said that like she's not responsible, but she's not also totally guilt-free.
Yeah.
Here it's like, oh, she really was for the other side. Like she would have rather not thrown the kid out the window, but also like, I don't know. She said that we could have just frightened him into silence. Would that have worked? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But I feel like in terms of guilt, it's like Jaime wasn't like, hey, what should we do? Like Jaime just kind of threw him. Things we do for love. Like I feel like I don't know, I just feel
Jaime's
like
impulsive.
Oh yeah. All the time.
Yeah, and his response to her, like, being like, oh my god, if he wakes up and tells his father, like, we're gonna be dead, and he's like, I'll fight his father, and I'll fight your husband, and I'll wage war on everyone.
Yeah.
And that's, like, his response to it. And he's thinking, like, oh, was it Cersei who sent, like, that assassin after Bran after all? But he's like, oh, that doesn't seem like Cersei's style. Like, if she wanted him dead, she would have sent me. Yeah. And we know Cersei was like, I didn't do that, so...
Yeah.
We still don't know.
I literally have no idea. I'm like, I don't know,
I think like the last time you were like, it was Robert.
Yeah, but I just don't think that's true. I think it's someone like Robert who, like, thought they were doing the right thing or whatever, but it doesn't feel like Robert, especially because it happened after, so he didn't have anything to really benefit or whatever.
Yeah. Maybe I should give you some news. Some good news.
You should.
You will find out in this book.
Okay, in this part 1 or part 2?
That I cannot say.
Watch it be like, it'll literally be like 3 years from now when we're finally done the second part.
Oh yeah, in case you don't know what she's talking about, Harmouth has like the version of books that's like volume 1 and volume 2 of A Storm of Swords. But it's the same book. Like, she's like, is it the first half or the second half? I don't remember, to be honest.
Nice, okay.
But yeah, so we don't know that, and as they're rowing, he gets Sir Cleos to shave his head so that he's bald with a beard, so that he's, people don't recognize him. Mm-hmm. And later on, when the dude's like, oh, how did you come to lose all your hair? And he's like, oh, I thought the shine off my head might deter my enemies or something.
That was funny. And also he's like, I don't look as much like Cersei this way. She'll hate that.
Yes! Not that, like, but she'll hate that.
Yeah.
So he's acknowledging
That
the
she's only
narcissism in this
relationship. Like, I still think about that statement last time when you were like, Cersei's pretty narcissistic. She dates her brother because she finds the one person who looks the most like her, who's her
the
twin,
closest to her she can find.
Is the person that she's
and
like,
even Jaime's like, yeah, that's a true thing.
Yeah, that's so funny. I
but
love
he's like
that.
clearly obsessed with her, and he recognizes all her flaws, but he's still obsessed with her.
Yeah, it's like a cute little, I don't know.
It's so cute that they're incest.
Okay, putting
honestly
that aside,
though, I'm watching The House of the Dragon right now. I finally started watching it, and it's all about the Targaryens, and you know how they be.
Oh yeah.
It's insanity.
Oh my gosh. Like 2-year-old siblings will be like, will you marry me?
No comment. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so there's that. He's noting how like the river is abandoned, most of the villages they pass are abandoned, like things are not looking good, so which we know to be true.
Yep.
And then they eventually come upon a burned down inn, and outside on a tree they have hanged a few women who, it said like there's a sign on around one of their necks that says they lay with lions, so it's clearly like Stark or Stark adjacent people who killed these women. And that's no good. And Brienne is like, I can't let them be out here, like this is disrespectful. So she goes and cuts down their corpses and is about to dig ditches to bury them in when they spot a sail of River Run, and they have to book it down the river, and they're just rowing, and they're not making much progress. Like the other boat is gonna catch up with them eventually, so they have to think of something else. And Jaime's like, oh, if I were Tyrion I would think of something clever, but all I can think to do is stab him with my sword.
Yeah.
And he's like trying to talk to Brienne and about what's going on, and he wants her, he calls her Brienne, granting her the courtesy of the name in hopes that she might listen. I'm like, oh wow, such a big favor you did.
Literally.
Yeah, but they're just discussing how like Bolton holds Harrenhal now, so he's gonna have eyes all about, and that's no good for them trying to escape all the Starks.
Yep.
I think that happens. No, that happens during or before or at around the same time as they're cutting down.
I wish Brienne wasn't this good at her job. I wish Catelyn had sent someone like less capable, and then Jaime could have gotten recaptured.
Oh yeah.
Like during the entire chase, I like couldn't make up my mind what I wanted to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
it just sucked. It sucked.
But so they eventually like pull up on this, like there's an island in the middle of the river, and like most of the river flows to one side of it, but there's like a little bit that flows to the other side, so they like go there to like have, I don't know, it's narrower, it's better ground, whatever. And Brienne, so this is where like the boat has like is within earshot of them.
Yeah.
And they're exchanging insults and all of that, but Brienne's like very calm, and she's like, okay, I got this. So they go into that narrow little stream, and then she gets out of the boat, tells Cleo, like puts Cleos in charge, and starts climbing the rock face onto one side, and leaves them in the boat. And Jaime's like, oh my god, they're gonna see her, and then we're gonna die. Like, what is going on? So he's like, okay, let me distract these people so that they don't look at her. And he challenges Sir Robin, the dude in charge, to single combat, and he's like, I'll fight you in chains. But Sir Robin's like, I'm gonna capture you alive. That's my orders. So, yeah. And as they're doing this, a rock, not even a rock, like a boulder, comes rolling down the hill, smashes into the River Run people's boat, kills a couple of them. I think a couple of them, like, or maybe throws them into the river, and those are the ones who are flailing around like they can't swim, and smashes their hull and their sail and puts a big hole in their boat so that they're sinking. Like,
yay! Yeah, and it was just
just 18 birds, one stone.
True. Oh my gosh. Yeah. There was just like a bunch of boulders, bunch of little cliff parts.
Yeah. So their boat is sinking, and Sir Robin and whoever is left surviving will have to walk back to River Run, which, that sucks.
They can't just like call up an Uber.
Yeah.
They gotta get back.
So Brienne gets out and starts swimming back towards the boat, and Jaime's like, oh my god, I've got this paddle, I'm gonna hit her over the head and be done with her. But then when she eventually comes up to the boat, he finds himself helping her on and is like, oh my god, I hate this.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's gained some respect for Brienne.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
He's like, damn, she's not just talk. Because he fully was like, there's no way she's able to. Because, once he figured out her plan, he was like, there's no way she can execute this. But there was like a nice little moment where he was like, he was like, I can read a lot about a person from their eyes. She's determined, not desperate. And that was like a nice line. It was like, yeah, like she's level-headed. She knows what she's doing. She's not just like being impulsive. Unlike some people we know in the same boat.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively.
But yeah, he's, reflecting on the fact that he's like, oh, I didn't think you would, we could have sailed away. I didn't think you would do all this, put your life at risk for all of this. And she's like, I swore an oath to bring you to King's Landing. And he's like, oh, really? I didn't think you actually meant to keep it. That's a wonder, because he's so surrounded by people who don't keep their oaths.
Yep. Yuppity duppity.
Another instance of a non-knight being more of a knight than other knights.
Uh-huh.
So that's Dunk and Brienne. And I would say, the Hound kind of falls in that.
Yeah.
Not a knight, but more of a knight than any knight.
Would you say Tyrion?
Tyrion's not honorable in the same way. But I guess neither is the Hound.
Yeah. I feel like we need two different categories.
Yeah, Tyrion for sure. Tyrion and the Hound on one side and Dunk and Brienne on the other side.
Yeah, because they're righteous.
Dunk and Brienne are Ned Stark knights.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Jaime and Tyrion or not Jaime and Tyrion. Tyrion and Hound are do what you gotta do knights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and even Jaime compares her to the Hound at one point, just how
oh yeah,
good of a killer she is, how good at being this, I don't know, whatever, warrior, fighter person.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wow, 2 chapters in an hour? How did we do that? Okay.
Look at us, see? This is what happens when we commit to just
not get bogged down by details.
Yes.
Okay, quick predictions. Are Jaime and Brienne gonna make it to King's Landing? Oh, and Cleos, right?
He was an NPC this entire time.
Honestly.
They will, unfortunately make it.
They will make it, okay.
Yeah.
Are they gonna hit any more bumps along the road?
I hope not. Or, I hope so, but I don't think they will.
Okay, so they're just gonna, be on a direct route to King's Landing from now on out.
Yeah, I mean...
So in a few chapters, he's gonna be pulling up to the gates of the Red Keep?
Yes.
Okay. Now that Tyrion's not in power, will Tywin honor Tyrion's word to return Sansa?
Nope.
Okay. What will happen to Catelyn?
I almost feel like Rob might have to, like, I don't know, like, imprison her or something. Not, like, imprison, but, like, almost, like, do you know what
grounded.
I mean? Like grounded. Like, something, like, drastic. Just because, like, the people are gonna be pretty freaking mad, you know? And, like, he's not just gonna be able to be like, oh, well, sorry, like, it's my mom. You know, like, if someone else did that, they would get punished severely, right? So I feel like almost because of that, like, Catelyn being Lady Stark doesn't really matter because of what she did.
But she's not gonna be killed.
I hope not.
Okay.
I didn't even think of that. I didn't consider that. No.
I mean, it's a treasonous act that she committed.
Yeah, but she didn't, like, do it to, like, support the Lannisters. No, she's not gonna be killed. No.
Okay.
I'm not letting you dissuade me.
Okay. So she's gonna be, like, imprisoned at River Run.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god. Yeah. Already a loss for the Starks, and we barely started this book.
Yay!
Can you think of anything else to predict on?
I don't think so.
What about Brienne? So she figures out that, you know, they get to King's Landing. Sansa's not going to be handed over to her. How's she going to react to that?
Right, because it's like, because she was like, I'm not leaving until I get Sansa and Arya. So regardless of whether the oath is honored and they give her Sansa or they don't give her Sansa, like, she's not getting what she's here for. So I feel like she might, like, oh my god, you know what would be so fun?
What?
If we had, like, Brienne getting, like, a Sansa getaway.
So instead of, like, escaping with Ser Dantos on Joffrey's wedding, she's gonna escape with Brienne?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Okay, and they would have reached King's Landing by that time?
I think so. It's not gonna take that long to get there, right?
I don't know, I'm asking.
I don't think so. The wedding's in a month. Like, we got time.
Okay. And it's in actually probably more than a month at this point, because this is, like, a little bit
and also
because it's
like, and also because it's like, I remember when they'd be like, oh yeah, it's so much faster to go by water than road, but the water's unsafe because of the, like, Tyroshi who like to gossip.
That was specifically, like, going through the narrow sea, like, the rivers, I guess, could be faster too, as long as, like, they don't come upon any more hurdles.
Yeah, hopefully not. We'll see.
Yeah, I think that's it for predictions. Let's talk about next chapters. So we're reading 2 next time. Hopes, predictions, what do you got?
Okay, chapters 2 and 3? Okay, let's go with, like, Sansa.
Okay.
And Dany.
Well, you are wrong on both counts.
Yay.
Chapter 2 is Catelyn.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll find out the direct well, I guess not yet, because someone would have to get back and, like, but I guess, like, they probably, they fed Jaime and stuff, right?
They who?
Like, Riverrun, like, fed Jaime?
When he was captive there?
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't starve him.
Okay.
Like, it wasn't great food, but, like...
Okay, yeah. So, like, by now people would have noticed that he's gone, is what I'm trying to ask.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, so the people that came after, it wasn't just, like, they were vibing on the river. It was, like, they specifically were, like,
yeah,
how did he get away?
Yeah,
okay.
Like, the Sir Robin says, I am ordered to bring you back alive.
Oh, I just figured that was, like, oh, in general, like, you need to be alive. I didn't realize
these
they
people
were
out
specifically
there.
sent.
sent after them.
Specifically for, oh, okay. I thought it was just like they ran into them and they were like, oh my god, what's going on?
No.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so then definitely Catelyn getting in trouble is the vibe of this chapter.
Okay. Will Rob be around? Because, like, last we heard, he was out in the west.
No, we'll probably get, like, a letter or something.
Okay. All right. Chapter 3 is Arya.
Wait!
Okay, I'm waiting.
Good news! Is this supposed to be good news? Okay, wait. Arya escaped with, like, Gendry and pot pie.
Hot pie, yeah.
Chicken pot pie, sorry. I don't even eat meat. Yeah, maybe this is like, maybe it's like Catelyn's chapter sucks and everyone's mean and everyone's awful, and then Arya's chapter they reunite. Wouldn't that be so good? Wouldn't that be so good? I really hope it's not just another traveling chapter.
But won't she be like, darn it, I sent the Kingslayer away for nothing.
Well,
got
yeah.
my daughter back.
Yeah, but like, I feel like she'll still be like, yay, you know?
I want Sansa back, yeah.
Yeah. It'll be a nice little, like, at least one of my kids is here. Yeah.
Okay. Love that you think that.
I'm trying to have hope, okay?
Yes, that's exactly right. Alright, we have an email. We have an email. We have an email.
An email, mail.
Okay, so the email is from Mott's, and it was about the sword that we read last episode, but we were running so late that I was like, oh, okay, we don't have time to read this.
Right.
So it's titled Dunk and Egg number 2. Hello there. I recently reread A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, and since y'all are about to cover the second novella, I figured that this was the best time to share some of my thoughts. Number 1. I hate Bennis of the Brown Shield, like, a lot. No. He's probably the closest thing the Dunk and Egg stories get to a Theon, at least in terms of a character's ability to piss me off. I'm getting pretty talented in the art of bringing up Theon in basically every email, if I say so myself.
Oh my gosh.
Number 2. I really enjoy Lady Rohan, and even after reading, I feel like there's still a lot of mystery surrounding her. I'm not going to say any more on the subject as I don't know how much would be considered a spoiler, but I really hope we see more of her. Unlike Bennis. Fuck Bennis. I think Motts is alluding to the fact that Lady Rohan is Tywin's grandma.
Okay. Nice.
Number 3. At one point in the story, Sir Eustace goes all Anakin Skywalker. From my point of view, the Targaryens are evil, and I'm here for it. Love a good Star Wars reference. Please ignore the fact that Revenge of the Sith came out 2 years after this story. For real though, I love the themes of this story. Treason is only a word after all, and as Varys says in Tyrion 2 of A Clash of Kings, power resides where men believe it resides. No more and no less. I can't wait to listen to the episode, and I can't wait to hear Nuv struggle to say sword repeatedly. To be clear, I'm not saying this is just to make fun of you, Nuv. I'm saying it because I have a similar problem where my brain and mouth refuse to cooperate, and tongue twisters, such as sword, are almost impossible to me. Man, that is a run-on sentence, Mods. I'm so glad I'm not the only one. I was considering making the email subject a really bad tongue twister just to be a dick, but in the end I decided against it. And I thank you for that. Thank you for that, Mots.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you again for this wonderful show about a book series and fictional world that definitely doesn't make me hate humanity. I hope y'all have a fantastic day in spite of my best efforts to ruin it. Sincerely, Mots. Don't ruin our day, Mots.
I just spit all over my computer. Ew. Oh my god. Thank you for the email, Mods.
Yeah, that was fun. Definitely love Lady Rohan. Queen. Even though she does some questionable, things.
Yes, but overall queen. We will erase her flaws. Just kidding. She needs to just get her priorities in order.
Yeah. And we definitely hate Sir Bennis. And I haven't watched Star Wars. I'm sorry. Have you, Harmith?
I think I watched the first half of the first movie, but I don't remember a single thing
I think I watched the first movie, but I don't remember much of it.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened.
Maybe I really need to get on that. There's so much content that I get really overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, anyway, this is not a Star Wars podcast. For now.
30, no, probably like 60 years after we're done this podcast.
Yeah, give me like a few months if I like really get into it. You know how I have an obsessive personality. Like as soon as I read something I like or watch something new, I'm like, this is me now. This is all. This is
my entire personality.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Right now it's Cradle. Maybe it'll be Star Wars. Who knows?
Oh my gosh. That's funny.
Yeah, thanks for that email, Mots. And if anybody else wants to email us, you can email us. popculturesymposium@gmail.com is our email. I want to say like you can email us at, and then I say popculturesymposium at, and I don't want to say at too many times, but then it just sounds weird. Okay. Otherwise, you can follow us on Instagram at popculturesymposium. And of course, join our Discord. It's so much fun over there. And the link is in the show notes, as always. And I'm so excited for this book.
Oh my gosh. We're like, okay, wait, so there's 5 books out, right? And in total there's gonna be 7 or 8?
7.
Okay. Didn't you say he wanted to like make it another book too? He was like
We're
thinking
gonna stick
about
with 7.
Okay, so like 7. Okay, so we're about to, after we finish the part 1 that I have in my hand, we'll be halfway through the series.
Yeah, we will.
That's whack.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Damn, we've been doing this for so long. It's like we're actually
we were
like
children when we started. Now we're old.
Now we're just hopeless and like just terrified at I mean, the state of the world wasn't great when we started, but
it's just progressively gotten worse.
Yeah, but it's just like with every passing moment things just kind of get worse. Hope y'all are doing okay out there.
Yeah.
I really hope you guys are like, I don't know, vibing.
Yeah. Tell us about your troubles if you feel like it. We would love to lend an ear.
Yes.
And yeah, the world sucks, but there's good people in it. Let's find each other and stick together, okay? This is the only way we can survive. Okay. I guess until next time, farewell, my friends.
Talk to you later.
Lord Commander Mormont is holding together the Night's Watch with duct tape and hope. Get it? No. Oh, that was so sad. You didn't get it, and I don't want to.
Is it a play on someone's name, or?
It's not a play on a name. It's like it's a thing. I don't
like, yeah, true. Like they're falling apart, but like I feel like there's something else that I'm missing.
Wow. Thank you. That's a great start to this book, right?
What? I don't understand.
Then what would you suggest? Why don't you say something for once?
No. I think it's good, but like, is there something I'm missing is my question.
I think you're missing the very like personal connection I have to that saying that you don't have because you're not me.
Okay, there we go. Because I was like, you said it like it was supposed to be a pun, but I couldn't figure out the pun.
It's not a pun. It's just funny.
Okay, cool. Do you just like that saying? Like,
yes, I love that saying.
Okay. I mean, it's accurate. I agree.
Anything
I just thought I was
held
missing
together
something.
with duct tape and hope is just, it's so good. It's great. Oh.
I feel like most things, as a university student, most things in my life are held together with duct tape and hope.
Duct tape is honestly the best thing. It can fix anything. Like, you got a leaking roof, put some duct tape on that. You broke a leg, put some duct tape on that.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay. This episode brought to you by duct tape.
TM.
What is duct tape, a brand, or is like?
I don't think it's a brand.
Because
like
do you know
Kleenex.
like that Velcro is a brand?
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah,
that
we
the
just use
actual
it
the
so
product
much
is called like hook and lock or something, like not very catchy like Velcro.
Right. Yeah, that's ooh, whack. Whack.
You said whack, 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 but it sounded like quack, quack, quack.
I know, that's why I said whack because
Okay,
I
then every
realized
time I
it
say
would do
duct
that.
tape, I think I'm saying duck tape, like ducks.
Yeah.
Quack,
That's
quack.
what I also tried to figure out. I was like, is that related to the pun you're making? Like, I have no idea.
There's no ducks in here. Or are there? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my
I'm keeping all of those 3 minutes in.
Sometimes we'll like record the intro and I'll be like, there is no format to this. Like, where do I stop us? As like, where do I put the teaser and then the music? And then like, where's the welcome back to the episode, everyone? Sometimes I just have to go with a part that isn't welcome back to the episode just so I don't have to cut stuff out. And it's a mess. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's probably going to be you today too.
It's fine. Yeah, we hope you enjoyed that extra long intro of that's how our brains work. So now I'm thinking of DuckTales and Disney Plus and She-Hulk. Okay.
What?
It's a show. It's the new Marvel show.
No, I know, but because I haven't watched the show, I don't know how it's related, but okay.
Because it's on Disney Plus. Oh, come on. It's a very clear connection. I don't know how you're missing it.
Okay.
All right.